A week ago, the trip we thought would last for all eternity ended suddenly on the third day, all after I had destroyed everything precious and irreplaceable to me, to the point of never being able to get them back. What are you saying?
You might be going deaf.
I'm asking you because I did hear you. What in the world are you saying? The sound of my shout is absorbed by the thick piling snow, and I'm not even sure if it reached Kazusa. In fact, I don't even know if any sound is leaving my mouth. I feel a gust leaking out of my throat, and it feels like it's getting in the way of being able to speak properly. What am I saying? I'm saying goodbye. Kazusa stands up and shakes off the snow from her body, as if nothing happened. Squints her eyes and gazes at the shining snow illuminated by the morning sun.
I'm sorry for tricking you into thinking I was serious. I'm sorry for making you take part in this dangerous game.
Looking at that expression, I can't tell if she's crying or if the radiance just makes it look like she is.
I've decided from the very beginning that this would end today, that we would part here,
I don't understand.
that this place would be our last stop.
I still don't get it at all. I'm sure that my current state that's reflected in Kazusa's eyes looks utterly wretched. What do you mean, from the very beginning? When did you decide? I'm sure that my voice reverberating in Kazusa's ears sounds pathetic. Didn't we promise yesterday? The day before yesterday, too. And before we even went on this trip. Because even I think I look pathetic and wretched. We promised to be together no matter what. We promised to be together no matter how much time passed. Not even trying to listen to what the other has to say. Only forcing my own opinions on her for my own convenience. Didn't you accept it all? Didn't you say you were happy? That you wanted to be with me?
I lied. I tricked you so you would keep loving me.
Then, for how long has it been a lie? Was it the night before we set off? Was it when we made love for the first time in 5 years? Was it when we met each other in Strasbourg?
Ricky.
Please, Kazusa. Please tell me that you're lying about that lie. Tell me that you're just trying to mess with me. I grab Kazusa's shoulders and shake her violently. Kazusa doesn't resist. Instead, she looks away with her eyes still squinted. If you say that, then I'll get angry. But I'll immediately embrace you again. I'll punish you again, just like we always do. Seeing the awful attitude that I have, seeing how uncool I am and how bad at I am at giving up. Has she truly and finally had enough of her former lover? Because we even made promises about the future.
Yeah, it sure was fun.
Pretending to be married? Pretending? That was a promise we made just a few hours ago.
We even exchanged vows. You swore to take me as your lawful wife. I feel ridiculous just thinking back at it.
Don't talk about it like that. Kazusa's voice is full of nostalgia, as if her memories are brought straight from her heart, with a tone of fondness and embarrassment.
You couldn't possibly have believed it all yourself, could you? It was nothing more than role play, right?
Of course I believed it! Of course those vows came straight from my heart!
No one, not even God, would acknowledge such a vow, taken without a single witness but ourselves.
Stop it already!
But what's the issue? The sex we had after that felt better than usual. That's all it took for me to be satisfied.
Don't draw conclusions by yourself. Don't assume I believe the same things that you do.
Didn't it feel good for you? It was my intention to put my entire soul into pleasing you.
My opinion is completely different from yours. In fact, I'm doubting whether those are your true feelings to begin with. Why isn't this meant to be, Kazusa? Why won't you be with me?
You're really annoying.
You've known that for over 5 whole years, haven't you? Why didn't you forget about me then? Perhaps she was aiming for my weak point to push me away with a single blow. But because I didn't falter, it's now Kazusa who looks like she's in terrible pain. I want to embrace you now and forever. If I can do that, then I'll be able to remain myself. Those words aren't enough to make me give up. If it's a battle of logic, wits, or sophistry, then there is no way Kazusa can beat me. I would never lose a battle of words.
Remain yourself, Haruki.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be able to remain the person who loves only you, who always wants to be with you.
How is that supposed to be your usual self, Haruki? You threw away everything for my sake? You wouldn't mind going to hell with me?
I would never lose an argument with Kazusa.
This broken, battered self of yours? This isn't the real Haruki that I know and loved. Like hell I'd be tricked so easily by these obvious lies. Stop belittling my feelings. Did you get enough sleep? I had a dream. What kind of dream? He was in the audience. He finally came to listen to me play. That's not just a dream. I saw Guitar-kun sitting in the front row. I see. He's here. He actually came. Then, perhaps Setsuna, too? To be honest, I have no idea how this concert is going to turn out. You're behind on your practice, your sleep, your nutrition, and we're behind on promotion. We're lacking in many aspects. I've caused you a lot of problems. Let me apologize fully this time. Well, you can make up for it next time around by becoming a more profitable pianist. I will. I'll continue playing until I fill up all the seats no matter what country I play in, because the piano is the only thing I have left for me now. Kazusa! Besides, if I become that popular, a certain awful promoter will no longer have a reason to obsess about Japan. You really don't plan on coming back to Japan? Are you going to cut yourself off completely from the country you were born in? Yeah, I've already decided. But Kazusa, you're... Hey, Mom.
It's going to start soon. Then I'll go back to my own seat.
Hamada-san, I'm really sorry about this whole...
It's fine. I'll make sure you make it up to me. I have enough confidence in you to trust you with that. See you later.
Hamada-san, who was sitting in the empty seat next to mine, showed consideration towards me at the very end, as he left for the seats on the second floor.
You showed consideration, turned a blind eye to a lot of deplorable things, and even worked hard to make things easier for me when I'm back to work. All from me, who refused to go to work. Even the editing department treated me with kid gloves. When I first showed my face at the office, I must have looked wretched enough for them to think that it was necessary. The new guy, we handed such extreme tasks that he was unable to take care of them all and ruined his health, even though the cause was something private. That interpretation spread throughout the office and became a topic of discussion for the editing department. Hamada-san's, the managing editors, and the chief editor's managerial ability was put into question, and I continued behaving in such an unfair and cowardly manner. I ran away from my responsibility through lies. I tried to protect myself to a nauseating degree, and I feel fed up with myself for not even trying to explain the truth. And in the end, I don't even have anyone I can apologize to. The people at my workplace are acting like they're walking on eggshells around me. And that guilt prevents me from getting any peace of mind. The curtain rises, along with the resounding sound that tells me the concert has started. On the stage is a single grand piano, waiting for its master who is playing it tonight. My sight immediately blurs. My heart tries to flee to a world of illusions. But at this moment alone, I can't allow myself to run away like a coward. I forcibly pull my heart back and force myself to confront the reality occurring on the stage. Because I haven't even solved the biggest problem I'm facing. I haven't faced the punishment for my betrayal, for my deepest sin.
Is the seat free?
Yes.
Thank you.
In the front row is a single empty seat to my left. There's no point in asking if the seat is free, because the person who sent the tickets for this seat to this person is the pianist currently getting on stage. The moment the girl takes a seat next to me, heavy applause breaks out in the stadium as a woman wearing a black dress appears on stage. My judgment begins.
I don't want to leave. Of course I don't.
Kazusa?
In truth, I always wanted to be with you. I wanted to shut myself in a world just for the two of us.
No matter how confident I am in my ability to refute her.
But it's all breaking down. The more you're with me, the more you'll break down, Haruki.
Break down? I can't oppose her if I don't understand what she's saying.
Also, you can protect me. To make sure I don't break down. To make sure I don't feel sadness.
Yes, I barely understood a thing. The idea that I'm breaking down, that I've been making all the wrong choices up until now.
You're working so hard, pushing yourself, ruining yourself for something so pointless.
Wait a minute. But have I become incapable of understanding her because I'm already broken? have I become incapable of understanding words of the actual, real world because I've been shutting myself in another world meant only for the two of us all this time?
Haruki, I really do love you. That's right. I admit I was lying earlier.
Kazusa gave in first.
I truly felt like running away with you until last night. I planned on following you everywhere for as long as you'd reach out your hand to me.
That her lie itself was a lie. That her teasing me was also a lie. That for the fact that she loved me was true.
No, of course, it's still the happiest outcome for me.
I managed to force the response I wanted out of Kazusa. I won. It doesn't amount to much, but I won.
I didn't even decide to break up that long ago. It was actually just a short while ago.
Yet, why?
I wasn't even consistent with that. Making up my mind and changing my mind soon after. I couldn't make any sense of it.
Why can't I give a single retort towards Kazusa?
I knew that I would never be able to make up my mind if I was close to you, so I tried running away.
Even though what she was saying makes no sense.
Yet, it was the moment I saw you, smiling at me, that I finally found my resolve.
Why can't I even contradict her by saying, "You're not making any sense"? Why can't I reject her reasoning and sneer at her?
I understood then. I finally understood.
Don't say it. Don't say it. The voice I let out to interrupt Kazusa is so faint that it doesn't reach her. Don't say it. Don't say it. I can let her say what she's about to say. Letting her do that would be the same as admitting it.
I realized how tiny my limited happiness was compared to you living a normal, long, and happy life.
Don't say it! It'll be as if I'm admitting it myself. The voice I muster up from my throat is still not strong enough to reach Kazusa.
I understood so well. It hurt. It's been a while.
It has. The first piece ended. The thundering applause is different from the one before the concert started. It's powerful, long, and profound. In only 10 minutes, the venue has become ecstatic.
Well, it's only been 2 weeks, but it feels like much more time has passed.
It really does. And between us two, unlike the enthusiasm of the crowd, there is a tense atmosphere.
Things feel so awkward between us. I wonder why. I don't like it. It feels like we've grown distance. It's scary.
What do you mean? It's like we've grown distant. We both understand it perfectly well, but it's too painful to put the truth into words. the second piece begins.
You know, I want you to be happy, Haruki.
That's what I am now. For the first time in a while, I heard Kazusa's voice, and I opened my mouth.
That's the greatest possible happiness for me. That's not a lie.
We were completely silent when we left the inn, took the taxi, and arrived at the station platform. And now we're on the train as it's passing through a tunnel. Then, be with me. My only happiness is for you to be with me.
You're wrong, Haruki.
But this train isn't heading further north. It's a line going in the opposite direction, towards Tokyo. A train that is leading our trip to its demise. What am I wrong about? I'm telling you this myself. How can you say that it's wrong?
The only one who would be happy from that is myself.
If your happiness is my happiness, then what's wrong with my happiness being your happiness?
Haruki.
Yet, even though I'm pressed against a wall like this, I still don't stop fighting back. Think this through again, Kazusa. Come with me. Be with me from now on, together. Nothing is decided yet. If only I can convince Kazusa before we reach the final station, I'll win. Even now, I still believe that.
Stop saying things like that already. Stop going after my weak points. You know how I am when you say things like that.
In that case...
But the choice won't make anyone but me happy. It will make everyone around you, including the most precious person to you, unhappy. It's the worst possible escape.
I tried to ignore the difference in body temperature between us.
There is no way you could become happy by doing that. You know that, right? You know, don't you?
How could I know? In my world, there is no one but you and me, Kazusa. The other precious person isn't here. She's not here. Not here. Not here. At the very least, she's not here of all places.
No, that won't do at all, Haruki. It won't do at all.
Why not? You'll be happy if I'm with you, and I'll be happy if you're with me. What more could you possibly want?
That should be obvious already. I want you to be happy in a way that's not a lie.
How many times do I have to tell you until you understand? Right now, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my entire...
You've only convinced yourself that you're the happiest you've ever been in your life. It's just a pitiful delusion.
What?
A Haruki who doesn't wish happiness for others. A Haruki who doesn't worry about the woman he loves is not the real Haruki I know.
What are you? Hey, what are you? Immediately, my body is overwhelmed by sweat. A single woman is all it takes before my headache and a single moment is all it takes before my headache and chills assault me again. I have no one but you, just like back then, when I betrayed her and when I lied to the people close to me. I have no one but you. How many times do I have to tell you until you understand that? Just like when I withdrew from the normal world that had been my home for the first time.
Haruki?
Kazusa, It wasn't supposed to happen again.
I want you to be happy, Haruki. In truth, I wanted to make you happy.
I'm supposed to be able to remain myself for as long as I stay in the world made for Kazusa and me.
But I can't. No matter how hard I try, I couldn't.
I was supposed to get by without breaking for as long as I stayed within this tiny world. No, you've got it wrong. As long as you're with me, as long as you stay by my side. Yet the throbbing in my heart won't stop. It feels like my heart is about to leap through my mouth. The goosebumps appearing on my arm begin to spread to my whole body.
The most important treasure for me will break if I hold it myself.
Kazusa looks at the sudden change in my body with sadness and continues speaking as if forcing words out of her throat.
I'll try to treasure you. I'll try to protect you desperately. But I'm so bad at it that you'll end up collapsing before I know it.
Even though she has cried countless times already, she does everything she can to keep the tears welling up in her eyes from spilling.
That's why I should give you back to the person who can treasure you much better than me.
But that effort goes to waste. Her voice starts shaking, and her tears fall down her cheeks.
Back to the person who can protect you properly.
When we exited the tunnel, we were not greeted by a white world. The world made for us two had already disappeared, and the world where everyone else lives has come back to us.
Hey, yo. Huh? Why do you look so spaced out? Did your legs give out or something?
Did you yell the same, Takia?
That's the same Toma we heard last time, right?
What's wrong with me? I'm getting goosebumps all over. It's getting hard to breathe.
So she really was capable of getting a standing ovation.
Do you think it's because we're amateurs? Do you think we're just getting blown away by something that only sounds impressive to us?
Even if that's the case, her talent is still impressive. Toma is simply amazing today.
Setsuna, here.
Thank you.
We aren't even halfway through. I pull a handkerchief out of my pocket and hand it over to the person sitting next to me, who can't stop crying.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
There's really are things that you can't understand, but still know they are amazing.
yeah. The two pieces Kazusa played truly sounded as if she had been possessed by God. Though, I suppose that's just the valuation of an amateur. But at the very least, it was enough to amaze one.
It was just like this during the contest 5 years ago, too. I cried, and you couldn't cry anymore.
And on top of that, Setsune's thoughts are the exact same as during the contest back then.
I knew she would be countless times better than that back then, so I came prepared. Yep, Kazusa still exceeded my expectations.
You're right. And Setsune's thoughts right now are the exact same as mine, no matter how much time Kazusa spent with me. In the end, she never let me hear her play the piano. She would always laugh and say that she would only let me hear her play during the concert, so she could amaze me. She said this with a hint of playfulness and the slightest bit of loneliness. But right now, I have no choice but to recognize the weight behind those words. Because this song is all it takes to understand that we live in completely different worlds. Kazusa must have kept this wonderful thing hidden away, so she would be able to enter the world for us too. Because if I ever heard this sound, I probably would have let go of my embrace around Kazusa. I would hesitate to corrode Kazusa's talent in my dark, bleary world where the sun never shines, when she lives in a world so much broader than mine. And yet Kazusa is deliberately showing us her true ability right now. No, she's showing us something more than her true ability. You and I simply aren't meant for each other. She's delivering her ironic, tearful message to me. With her own strong will, she's departing from the world where the two of us had stagnated alone. And it's also her hidden attempt to express her guilt and regret toward the woman sitting right next to me, with tears overflowing in her eyes. She's trying to say that there's nothing between me and herself. Her performance is trying to convey that she's not in a position to go on romantic trysts with me, and she doesn't have the time left for it either. It is a futile attempt to conjure up an alibi. She's presenting her own miserable solution, which she believes is the worst for everyone, but also one that would not end up hurting anyone.
You're going home now, back to the world where you're important to a lot of people, where some get annoyed at you, yet still treasure you.
I don't want to.
You're going back to a world where Setsuna exists.
I wanted to lash out to her for being unfair. Why would you bring up Setsuna's name now? I almost pressed that question in my anger. Weren't you the one who pulled me away from her in the first place? Weren't you the one who took advantage of my wavering feelings? Weren't you the one who made me unable to live without you?
Setsuna won't forgive me anymore. We can never go back to the way we once were.
Yet there was no point in saying that, because everything happened according to my will, and Kazusa's responsibility for what happened is long gone. Despite that, I'm sure that Kazusa blamed everything on herself, acknowledged her sins, and is trying to accept her punishment.
Why do you always have to be so thick-headed? If you don't tell her anything, then nothing will have happened between us.
I can't pretend that nothing happened.
Yes, you can. Because that's what you did with me. You pretended that there was nothing between you and Setsuna, and said I was the only one for you.
That was not a lie. It wasn't a lie at all. It wasn't a lie. Or at least it wasn't supposed to be. I'm covered in nothing but lies.
See? You were able to lie to me. You were able to trick me regarding your feelings for Setsuna and made love to me instead.
What she's saying is beyond cruel, and yet she doesn't speak a single word of condemnation towards me, and which only makes her strike more painful.
That's why you should just do that to Setsuna. It should be easy, right? Why else would you have practiced with me?
Kazusa! Kazusa!
I'll help you, Haruki. I'll make sure that what happened between us remains hidden.
Rather than condemning me, she takes my side. Like that, she gives me yet another wound that will never heal.
I have faith that Setsuna will be able to save you, now that I've broken you. I'm an awful woman. Perhaps I really never should have been born.
In front of others, not in the world made for us two. Despite that, I let out a loud sob.
I can't protect you, Haruki. The only one who can do that is Setsuna. It's not a matter of who has the stronger feelings, because I wouldn't lose to her. I'm a terrible loser, but that's the only thing I'll never yield on.
Because I finally understood that I can't bring myself to contradict Kazusa's resolve.
Because I'm willing to do anything for you, Haruki. I could throw away everything for you. Despite that, no matter how much I give to anyone, I can't protect you, Haruki.
Because I finally understood that in this world made for only us two, only I remain.
But I'm sure that Setsuna will be able to protect you without throwing away anything. She'll be able to do that without needing any more strength than she already has. That's all it takes to save you, to give you peace of mind, to always keep you happy.
Because I finally understood that Kazusa is right.
There are things that feelings alone can't accomplish. I haven't worked hard enough up until now in my life to attain those things. When I came here, I was just reminded of that. Hey, Haruki, I'm not a person who can protect you. I'm a useless person incapable of doing anything but love you. I'm a weak person who can't do the slightest thing to support you. I'm a woman who will never win against Setsuna.
Haruki-kun, here you go. It's yours in the first place, though.
No, I'm fine. After wiping her own tears with the handkerchief, Setsuna noticed that the person who gave it to her was getting more emotional than herself. I can feel Setsuna's warmth through the handkerchief. The soft feeling once again reminds me of her unyielding kindness. I'm fine. It's nothing. I just got a bit of dust in my eye. I feel an even greater desire to shed tears at the sensation of that warmth I have no right to accept. Because Kazusa's divine performance is still going on. Her performance demonstrates the power of expression she has inherited from her artist of a mother, as well as the comedic acting I had enticed her to develop. She's combining the two abilities at an exceptional level for the sole sake of my happiness that she's imagining in her mind. She's doing this so Setsuna won't find out about our relationship. She's performing at this legendary concert that's likely only seen once in every decade, driven by that utterly ridiculous sentiment. The third piece ended. The second piece was more powerful than the first, and the third piece was more powerful than the second. The applause, cheering, and excitement from the audience becomes more fervent as she goes from one piece to the next.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Toma is a pretty talented pianist. This is her farewell concert, not only to Japan, but to the two she loved most in the world. It is bittersweet, but Toma needs to spread her wings and fly with no one holding her back. Someone is going to be left out, and she has made the decision on who that is.